Hey everybody, it's me James again. I'm back to show you another knife in my collection. This one is a Schatt Morgan, and it's a well, since last week posted a rather large knife, I figured let's post a rather large knife of a Schatt Morgan. And I believe this is honestly the largest slip joint that I own. This is the Schatt Morgan Granddaddy Barlow. This one is big. It's like the Coke bottle jack that I showed last week, the GEC. But this guy here is a big old Barlow. Real big. Do some measurements. I believe it's 5 inches. Yeah, it's 5 inches and open. Oh, let's see. Come on now. We're looking at just under 9 inches, so 8 7/8. That is a big one. Check that out. This is white smooth bone. This side is getting a little yellow. I've had it for a few years. This is one of the Schatt Morgans that used ATS 34 steel, which is pretty cool. I love this steel right there. ATS 34, DFC, Daniel's Family Cutlery, defunct now. Schatt Morgan, Titusville, PA. I've used this knife and I've dropped it and I've sharpened it. It's a very good knife. You can see here's a little bit of rub from probably, honestly, from opening it. The centering is slightly off. You can see there. Now, Queen is not, the later days of Queen, you're going to see stuff like that. So basically, know that if you find a Queen knife and it says DFC on it, depending on when it was made, it could be excellent or it could be, well, that. Now, some people don't care about that. This one has a small gap, but this is a large knife, and the pins here, and I believe this one here holds the scale, holds this one to the bolster, or not the bolster, but the liner. But yeah, you got a little gap there. Something you really don't see often on GEC knives, but you do see it on case. And unfortunately for these later made Queens, you see a little bit more often than you probably should for the price range that these are, or were. But you got your Schatt Morgan logo here on the big bolster, and keystone shield. And this one has a lower bolster, which is, you don't see this too, it's not really too common on a Barlow, but I see the Granddaddy Barlows from Queen usually have them. In some case, older Barlows had them as well. It's got a nice swedge on it. I mean, overall, this is a great knife. Compared to some other Daniel's 2017, 16, 17 made knives, this one's really good, honestly. Have a little weird speck there. Came like that. I actually used this knife. It's not a safe queen or anything, and I polish it up a little bit. I actually dropped this one day and I scarred the bolsters really good. Back here, both on, not this side, but this side, and back here, you can see where I kind of used sandpaper to buff it out, and I put it on a buffing wheel. There you can see the dent right there. That's all that's left. It used to be really bad, but someday I'll make a video when I have some time. I've been busy. But someday I'd like to make a video showing you how to repair bolsters, because I'm sure you can find out how on the internet if you really got to know. But see, this knife here was like, I believe it was like $110, and when I dropped it, I was kind of devastated because I didn't have it very long, and I don't carry it very often. When I did carry it, I kind of scarred it up. So did my research, and then I went at it and saved it. It's got a little, like I said, a little spot there, but other than that, it's not bad. Up here, you can't even really see the spot. I know it was up here somewhere. No, it's just, don't know. It's gone now. But yeah, these sides were untouched. But basically, it's kind of an easy little job to do. Just patience, sandpaper, and a buffing wheel that you can put on a Dremel. You can go to Harbor Freight and get them for like $5 with rubbing compound. So I'll make a video of that someday. I'll take a Rough Rider and deliberately throw it on concrete and show you how to fix that. But yeah, this is a great knife. The pull on this is pretty heavy. Got their long pull, which is awesome. And let's see, maybe a 4, 5 out of 10, I guess. Basically, it's a little stronger than I would kind of want it to be. Last week, when I showed the that Coke bottle GEC, that pull was like maybe a 3 or a 4, and that was perfect for the kind of blade that it was. This one's just a little too strong, but it's not bad. I think I just broke. That's a nail buster. I tell you what, it's not that bad. I'm exaggerating. I did break my nail though. Yeah, this is a great knife. These things are awesome. If you could get a hold of one of these things and for a good price, not eBay prices usually, secondhand. If you can get one, especially if you could see it before you could buy it, make sure that like everything's center and you know, not gapped or anything. I would definitely get one of these. I brought the Coke bottle just to compare sizes so y'all can see, because these are very similar. I mean, not in pattern, but in size. And let's see, maybe this is a little easier to do it. Back to back, you can see how the Schatt Morgan has just a slight edge above it, a little bit bigger. And so if you're looking for a big old slip joint knife, this honestly is one of the largest slip joints that I've seen. I think maybe the the folding hunters that Case makes might be larger than these, but to be honest, I haven't had one of those in a while, and I can't really compare it. But the the folding hunter might be bigger than this. It's a heck of a knife, but this is a big boy right here. But yeah, this got the white bone. I love it. Love white bone. I like smooth bone, if you haven't noticed. But I do plan on getting a jigged bone handle knife. I see the 93 GEC's coming out with some 93s. I see micarta, and I've seen like a blue micarta or something, I believe. Forget who was coming up with that. It was the SFO. But the second I could find one, I seen on GEC's website where they had like a jigged bone version, and I'm kind of got my eyes on that. Kind of waiting for that to come out, because I don't have a jigged bone GEC knife. So, and I really am digging the 93, the Hawkbill, or the sheep's foot. I don't remember. I should probably take notes before I make these videos, but whatever. But anyways, the 93 number pattern that GEC's out with now, I'm going to get one of those with a bone scale. I'm kind of torn between getting one with a bone scale, jigged bone scale, or the Cocobolo, which is smooth. Honestly, I just have a thing for smooth scales. Yeah, it's just a thing. But I got plenty of jigged knives, but most of them are cases or queens. No GECs yet, so I might just change that up. But guys, if you are wanting a big Barlow, the biggest Barlow I've ever seen is this. Big old Barlow. Especially with ATS 34 steel, which they don't really, I don't think they import it right now, because everybody's using CPM 154. I believe there's like a tariff on the steel, so people are, they're wanting to use American-made steel. So ATS, or not ATS, but CPM 54, I believe, is kind of taking the spot up. It's the same metal, it's the same metallurgy or something. Basic, the same properties, except one's American. This is Japanese steel. ATS 34. From what I've researched, this is the steel that was originally developed to be used in jet engines, I believe, like turbine engines. And I tell you what, I'll be honest with you, I like stainless, and ATS 34, I find it to be as easy to sharpen as carbon steel. and it holds an edge pretty darn good. Like Schatt Morgan uses these on their file and wire. At least they used to use them on their file and wire series knives, and they call them file and wires because you can put a file on it, and it won't, file the knife, and you can cut wire with it, which you could kind of do with any knife really, as long as it's heat treated correctly. But I do like the way ATS 34 sharpens. I actually don't have a knife in CPM 54, 154, and I don't know if it's truly the same or not. Apparently it is, so I can't imagine the differences being great, but I don't have one to compare it to. Maybe someday. I'll tell you what's a really cool knife that has a CPM steel is the Northwoods Indian River Jack. If you can get a hold of one of those, that's made by Queen. At least I believe the older ones were made by Queen. The later were made by GEC, I think, because like I said with these, yeah, later production you run into quality issues. So, but yeah, that's a Queen made CPM 154 steel knife. Well, good luck getting one. And if you can, they're usually $300. So I don't have one. I have the 99, which is a Queen knife. Basically the same pattern. It's not Northwoods, so it's worth less, which is good for me. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys this. Love this knife. I loved it for years. Awesome long pull. Very long pull. Yep. Cool tang. This tang stamp is literally like half of an inch. Let's look at it. I mean, this thing's big. Look at that. That's huge. Right there. Look at that, half an inch. That stamp is half an inch. The blade itself is almost a 7/8 of an inch. Whoops, you're not in view. 7/8 at its thickest spot. So, almost. Pretty awesome knife. Pretty decent pull on it. A little heavier than I'd like it to be, but, whatever. This is a good one. Oh yeah, flush closed. Focus. Flush closed. And I think, see, I could pinch it. You don't have to put your nail in there. You can literally pinch it. So it's not like a nail breaker. I mean, even though I actually did kind of bust my nail, but whatever. What was I going to show you? I forgot. So, oh yeah, flush open. So flush open? Yep, flush open. So this is definitely not one of the worst later production Queen knives. It's probably proud in the half. Yeah, it's proud. That's okay. It's not a custom. But if you're a Schatt Morgan collector or a Barlow collector, I would definitely get one of these. These things are fun. They're cool, and they do ride heavy in the pocket, and they're cool as long as they stay up and down. When they turn sideways, they get kind of awkward feeling in the pocket. But this is a pretty good knife, and it's big. If you work in an office, it's not the knife to use in an office, because when you pull this out, you will scare somebody.